Step 5, finding the root causes of our bitterness. Now, I think I alluded to it before, but when we looked at the feelings that the person that you're ministering to expressed back in step 2, this really is the key to finding out when the root started, when the problem actually began in their lives. And so in 1 Corinthians 2 verses 10 to 11 it says, "These are the things that God has revealed to us by the Spirit. The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. For who knows a person's thoughts except their own spirit within them?" And so as they're expressing their feelings, you can then go back and ask them to follow you in this prayer, and that is, "Jesus, when was the first time that I felt?" And you just get them to express the emotion that they revealed to you back in step 2. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so the Holy Spirit and God the Father and Jesus the Son, they have seen that person from even before they were born.
That's right.
They know everything that's happened to them, right? They because they're outside of time, they know all the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, everything in that person, and the Holy Spirit is well able to actually reveal that particular situation. And I think you really have to have confidence that that is the way it is.
Yeah.
And once they've told you what that situation is, you just get them to pray that prayer, get them to tell you what they heard or what they felt or what they saw. Sometimes people will see a vision, sometimes they just remember a situation that happened to them, that's all.
Yeah.
And just get them to tell you, and then from there you can pretty much tell who they need to forgive.
Yeah.
And then you just repeat steps 2 to 4, don't you?
Yeah. I remember one situation, I think it was fear that was expressed, and when we got that person to ask Jesus this question, when was the first time I felt fear, it actually came back to an employee that had actually molested them.
Yeah.
And they'd pretty much forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Not the sort of thing you would forget, but the hurt was so deep that they'd pushed it aside and buried it really deeply. And so, of course, that brought all the fear and the pain to the surface.
Yes,
but then we're able to go through and to forgive that person for doing that to them and get free of that. So it's really in everything you're doing, you're looking to try and find out where the roots were, because as Jane said before, it might be a problem you're having with your spouse or with someone else here at this particular time, but really you're looking at the fruit on the outside edges of a tree that actually goes right down deep into sometimes early childhood, but even into when they're teenagers or something like that. But there's always a root cause, and that's the thing you're really looking for in this whole process of heartfelt forgiveness, is to find those roots, identify them, get that situational person forgiven, and find the freedom that Jesus has for them.
Sometimes these things can actually go back even before you're born into the womb.
Yeah.
And there are certain situations that can affect a child. Maybe the parent got into a very fearful situation and that fear came on the baby. There's all sorts of situations, but God, as I said, has seen you before even. He made you in your mother's womb. He knows everything. So he is well able to reveal whatever the situation is. And normally these things do go back into early childhood, not always. And the reason that is because God has a destiny and a plan for our life, and he wants to take us in a certain direction, but Satan also has a destiny and a plan for our life. Satan will try to bring very early in a child's life some sort of wounding and hurt so that he can control the destiny of that child. And he just, once he's started in a certain area, like if he brings fear into your life, he keeps bringing more situations that will bring more and more fear in. And that's how, and the Bible calls these strongholds, as we've talked about before. So those strongholds will, they can need to be dealt with. And so this is why this area now that we're getting into, this is where you're actually getting people set free. I mean, certainly that just forgiving the people that have hurt them right now would do a lot in a person. There's no doubt about it. But when you actually deal with these roots, you're going to actually set them free. Sometimes from addictions that have started in these places, sometimes it will be just from fear or just anxiety and all types of things, isn't there?
Yeah.
So this is these steps here are the critical steps. Yeah.
So let's have a look deeper into step 6, which is renewing our mind by pulling down those strongholds and, as you say in the prayer, dealing with the roots.
Yes. Yeah.